Hey, welcome. And let's start with a question. Have you ever wanted to know the secrets to attracting dream clients and getting them to book you for a photo shoot? My name's Annie Murray. In the next 20 minutes or so, I'm going to share exactly how myself and a heap of my members have installed predictable systems for generating new clients on demand and how you can do the same. So, are you struggling to book new clients? And I'm not talking just any type of clients, I'm talking about the right type of clients. You know, the ones that will pay you well and value and love everything you do. Have you ever thought that just marketing yourself is really hard and putting yourself out there gets a little bit uncomfortable at times? Or maybe you've even heard crickets after you give out your prices? Then this training is for you. So just imagine how good it would feel if you knew with total confidence that you could make your dream clients book you and not have to worry about bookings and sales and money ever again. You can fill your calendar with prospective clients who will walk across hot coals to be photographed by you. I know it sounds unbelievable, but when I do what I ask you to do today, you will have that power. So let's have a quick look at what we're going to break it down to in today's lessons. So the four different types of clients and how to identify each one of them so you can actually get them to book you for a shoot and not someone who's cheaper. And the new approach to targeted Facebook ads and automated client attraction that I don't see anyone teaching at the moment, or probably because they haven't figured it out. They haven't been obsessed like I have. That will give you an unfair advantage. And even if you've said in the past, Facebook ads don't work for me. So stop right there before you have another thought. Don't worry, I'm not actually selling you anything today. I'm going to give you an opportunity at the end to book a call with me to see if we're a good fit and give you some strategies if we're not. So this isn't a long-winded sales pitch. I'm here to give you fantastic, actionable items straight away. So let me ask you one more thing. If you don't do something different, how is your business going to be like a month from now, or even 6 months from now, or a year from now? It's probably going to be pretty much the same, right? Because you know in your heart that you can't continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. But when you take action on what I share with you today, I guarantee that the frustrations that you feel about getting clients or making sales will vanish away, and any worry you might have about not having enough income will be gone. And whatever fear you have around giving out your prices will transform now into power and confidence. Now, when I look at the outline of today's training, there was really so much I wanted to cover, and that I could really have spent 10 hours going over this, but we don't have 10 hours. I want to give you some really quick wins. So we only have about 15 minutes. So what I've done is pick out the most important things. So you're going to get absolute gold here today. I'm going to have to move really fast, so I don't want you scrambling around when a gold nugget comes up looking for a pen. I want to put a ton of money in your pocket. So shut down anything else that you're streaming, get off Facebook and just give yourself the next 15 minutes, and make sure that you've got a notepad or something with you so you can jot a few notes down. So who am I? I am Annie Murray. I'm born and bred into the photographic industry. I am now the mentor to the mentors of photographers. I specialize in marketing and sales. I'm completely obsessed with Facebook ads and ad campaigns. I work in many other industries, but my heart will always lie in photography. I ran my own photography business. I had a large studio in Horsham after growing up in the local Kodak 1 hour film store that my parents owned. So there's really nothing about photography that I haven't done. I've done the retail, the wholesale, and also a professional photographer. I averaged around $200,000 a year when I was working from home in my home little studio, and now that my body isn't able to shoot anymore, I mentor photographers around the world, and we get ridiculously massive results for people who implement the program. So let's get started with the 4 different types of clients and how to identify each one and how you can book them so you get your calendar full of people who are actually happy to pay your prices. So there's 4 types of clients, and in this matrix we're going to lay them out for you, and we're going to start with the cheapies. So a lot of photographers think that everyone just wants cheap photos, and it's not actually true. Studies show that only about 10% of your market will actually buy on price, and that leaves 90% of your inquiries that are looking for more than money. So one of my favorite sayings is by Seth Godin, and that is, people only care about price when you give them nothing else to care about. So it's our job as business owners to work out what they care about most. How cool is that? So when you get the cheap people, knowing how to identify them and the difference between them and a dream client is crucial. And depending on what type of person they are, your answers will be quite different. So a cheap client will buy on price. All they care about is how much. Now, if you reply to a cheap client with, sure, happy to give you my prices, what did you have in mind? They're going to answer with something very similar to, I just want to know how much. So they won't answer your questions. They are purely price shopping, and they are only 10% of your market. So let's move on to the next type of client. And this type of client, I'm sure you've had. I was lucky. I only had a couple of really difficult people. They're the kind of people that they'll ring and they'll change the appointment. They'll run late on the day. Their kids will probably pull your studio apart. They're just hard work. They're negative. And the way to identify them when you're talking to them is they're going to be asking just silly questions out of sequence. So normally people shop in a very particular order, and it's one step at a time, but they'll be all over the shop asking about the end, before it happens and all of that sort of thing. So identifying these 2 along the bottom is really important, so you don't get attached to trying to book everyone, because you don't want these type of clients in your business. Now we're going to look at the type of clients that you probably do want to attract into your business. And the first one here is the sophisticated client. So this is the type of client that's done their research. They've been on your website, they've stalked your Facebook page, they've probably had a look at Instagram as well. They've really educated themselves on the features and benefits. They love your style, and they're looking now to make sure that they like you. So they want to have a conversation before they make the decision of whether to give their money to you or not, whether you're going to care about them in the way they need to be cared about to hand over thousands of dollars of their hard-earned money. So these people are going to ask intelligent questions in a very particular order that you'll be able to identify them quite quickly, and separate them from your price shopping clients. And then we have your influential buyers. Now, this is the type of client that we should be bending over backwards to book. They buy based on a feeling. So they have some kind of emotional attachment to your work. They've either fallen in love with a story that you've told, or they've just resonated with your message on social media or on your website. They're really not that concerned about price, and they just want the best. They're generally turned off by conversations about price, and you'll absolutely piss them off and they'll run a mile if you imply that they can't afford you, or maybe they need a payment plan. So how you bring that up with people once you've identified them as an emotional based buyer, you don't want to talk about money. See, we humans are strange creatures. We love to buy stuff, but we hate to be sold to. So knowing who you're talking to and what kind of answers they really expect to take the next step will completely change the way you look at your business and communicate with people. So you can see we're after booking the very top clients only. We want to leave those cheap ones, the ones looking for a bargain, and the difficult clients to maybe the photographers who, are still starting out, or they don't understand where their value comes from and things like that. So I was saying a second ago, we actually love buying stuff as humans, but we hate to be sold to. And when you look at our, first world countries, first world humans, we're actually, the more money we spend and the more exclusive we spend our money on, the actual more importance that show your friends that you're successful and things like that. So when you look at like, say if we look at everyone's housing situation, like we could all live in a tent at the caravan park along the river and things like that, but we want to enjoy some creature comforts. So, either we rent or we buy a home, and even when we buy a home, we can choose from a home between, maybe $80,000 to $200,000. We can buy a home for $500,000, or we can buy a home for $60 million. And the more money we spend, the more status you actually get. So positioning yourself in a really high status will absolutely increase your business. It's cool, huh? So let's have a quick look at the new approach to targeting Facebook ads and automated client attraction that no one is teaching. Like, everyone's teaching how to put up one ad. Woohoo, big deal. Like, you can do that for free on YouTube. There's no skill in that. But what there is an absolute skill in creating relationships with people who are going to pay you. So even if you've said in the past, Facebook ads don't work for me, I want to just maybe open your eyes to why. So if you've caught yourself saying that Facebook ads don't work for me, I must be too expensive, no one values photography anymore, my area is flooded with cheap photographers, no money around me, I'm living in a low socioeconomic area, and all of those kind of things, if you've caught yourself saying that, I want to show you why. You've probably done an ad that said something like, hey, come book a shoot with me, it's going to be fun. Now you've picked out your best photos and you almost get a little tingle in your tummy. You're going to spend your first money on Facebook, and if you're anything like me, I started dreaming about all the things that I would spend my bucket loads of money on. But it didn't happen. I heard crickets. And that's where most people stop. They might put out some videos, but they still aren't using the Facebook platform in the way it was designed. So marketing and Facebook ads are an art form all of their own, and they have formulas just like photography for driving results. The golden triangle, the ISO, the now I've gone black because yeah, I'm a professional photographer. The golden triangle with the ISO, the shutter speed. See, I do know what I'm talking about. And the aperture settings. Oh my God, I talk about marketing so much. I forget my base photographic stuff. But yep, all you hear is those damn crickets again. The one thing about humans is that we generally buy from people that we know, like, and trust. So if you're putting one ad out, you're now getting in front of what we call a cold audience. They have no idea who you are, what you stand for, whether they can trust you or not, or even if they like you, no matter how good your photography is. So if you start asking for the sales too soon, if you're turning up going, hey, book me, book me, book me, I want to let you know that they're not booking you because, oh, this is going to be hard to hear. You're turning up to the first date in a wedding dress. So you're not getting to know them. You're not getting to form a relationship. They don't even know if they like you yet. And I have to credit cartoonstock.com. I did pinch this off their website, so I need to credit them with that image. But it just explains marketing so well. Of course, I think a lot of you, Maureen, but this is only our second date. So we have to schmooze people a little bit. We have to date them. They need to know that they can trust us, that they like us, and things like that. So most people, and not you now, think that one ad should book them out for 12 months or so. And ads don't fix what's broken. They simply amplify the message that you have. So if you have a weak marketing message, ads ain't going to fix it. So what do you need to do instead? I'm going to show you through the golden rule. And the first thing you need to do is actually just say hello. Hi, how you going? Do you love beautiful photography? Things like that. Next, you have to get them to know, like, and trust you. And there's no better way than getting people to know, like, and trust you is by either teaching them some or maybe talking about common objections and things like that in a sequence of ads delivered in a particular order. And then the last step of the golden rule is to ask, hey, do you want some beautiful photos of your own? I just happen to be a photographer. You should book me. So what does this look like in the background? So when you're doing ads, you should always start with hello. Get your audience to know who you are. These recent studies show that people need 37 touch points on your brand these days if you have no emotional connection. And the average journey from someone seeing you for the very first time until making a purchase on average is 22 days. You can fast track that if you can make people feel as well. Because as soon as you put your brand with an emotion, you now step into the realm of being unforgettable. That's where you want to go. So we get them to know, like, and trust us before we turn up and now ask for the sale. So we ask for an ad. Do they want an opportunity to get their own beautiful photos? And that's why your ads haven't been working in the past, because you're not taking people on the journey they need to take with you before they'll hand over their money. So if your marketing message weak, if you don't understand who you're talking to, Facebook ads are only going to amplify your message. So if your message is boring, sorry, people get really shitty when I say this. It's not me telling you you're boring, it's your audience telling you that you're boring. So there's a really particular way, just like there is a way to take beautiful photos and edit them and finish them. There's that beautiful art of copywriting and putting the words in the right order and making people emotionally attached to your brand. It's a really beautiful process. When you implement this, you have a predictable and consistent client attraction strategy, all of your own, that's uniquely yours. So a quick recap. Oh, sorry, I said crap. The 4 different types of clients and how to identify each one. So now you know what you're looking for. We've now shown you how you're meant to put Facebook ads together and start drawing your clients towards you. So can you see what a difference this would make in your business? To have the ability to attract dream clients and identify how each person, I'm still laughing about crap, to have the ability to attract dream clients and identify each person who ask you how much and give them an answer that connects them to you in a really authentic, it's a really lovely way with absolutely no sleaze, no hard pressure or anything like that, because you're not trying to sell to them, you're actually just helping them get what they really want. And guess what we photographers do better than anyone else? We can actually help them get their own beautiful photos. So now you've actually got a choice to make, because you can do this the slow way the hours of sitting up all night, the tens of thousands of dollars that you'll spend on trying to get answers from everywhere else that have never been a photographer and don't know 40 years of expert photographic experience. Or you can do it the easy way. You can create great strategies with a healthy dose of your unique personality and create your own magic. So you've got a choice to make. I've set away some time over the next few days to talk to you about how you can apply these strategies into your own business. And yep, it's free. So you must be 100% committed to your success and hitting your income goals no matter what. Now, I don't mean no matter what. You've got to do something that's inauthentic or slick or yucky. You must be just passionate about delivering beautiful quality photos to your clients. And if you're not passionate about photography and beautiful quality photos, then this is absolutely not for you. Do not even bother watching the rest of the training. So on this call, we're going to deep dive into your business. You're going to give me your Facebook page link. If you've got a website, you'll give me that link too. I'm going to do some research and do some due diligence on you to make sure that I can give you some really good targeted answers that can actually really propel your business further, whether you decide to work with me or not. So at the end of this call and you want me to help me and I think we're a good fit, I may invite you to become one of my new clients that I accept, or I may just give you some great strategies if you're not quite ready for it yet. So I'll walk you through the program if you're ready, that's designed to help you get bookings and clients and making great money inside of 3 months without working any harder. So click on the big green button below and schedule your call now. You'll see that there's availability over the next few days. So here's what happens when you click on the green button. You've got your video above here. This is the page you're on. You just simply click the button here and you'll be able to select your own time. So choose your time zone. I'm in Melbourne, and choose your date and it will come up with any availabilities on that date. You just click on the time that suits you, put your name in and your phone number and your email address. And then I'm going to ask you some questions. So got your name, your business name, your Facebook page link, pop that in there so I can have a look at your Facebook page before we have a talk, your current average sale, and how much revenue you did last year compared to how much you'd like to do. So that's where we want to get you to. I then ask you, what do you feel is your biggest obstacle in your business right now? For most, it's marketing. For some, it's confidence and things like that, and we can certainly help with all those things. I then ask a couple more questions. How willing are you to invest in your business right now? And if you are accepted, how soon would you like to start? And finally, what makes you different from all of the other photographers and why should I choose to work with you? So you then tick the little box, I agree to receiving information about my appointment via email, and you promise to show up on time. I understand if I miss the appointment, I won't qualify for another one. So then you complete your appointment. Oops, I've pushed the button without filling out all of the bits and pieces. My beautiful typing. And complete the appointment. Oops. Third time lucky. Third time's the charm. So here we go. You'll then get your confirmation for when your appointment is. You can hear my email just went ting, it's come through, and don't forget to add it to your Google Calendar, or your any type of calendar, so you don't miss the appointment. There's nothing worse than sitting here waiting for someone. Just like you would have to sit and wait for a client, I would have to sit and wait for you. So please be respectful of my calendar and your time and your future. Thank you so much for joining us. I really hope that you've thoroughly enjoyed this presentation and you've got some clarity around the different types of clients that you're talking to. You've got some clarity around why your Facebook ads haven't worked in the past, and an opportunity to book a call and just have a chat with me. There's absolutely no pressure. I'm here to help you get clear about your goals and how to get there really fast. I'll see you soon.